From Washington's hard talk in the Middle East to a royal gesture in Rome that bridges centuries of division and a shadowy military buildup off the coast of South America, every move is shaping the balance of power in real time. Welcome to World in Focus, and here are the top headlines of the day. A sharp diplomatic rift is unfolding between Washington and Tel Aviv. US President Donald Trump has declared, and I quote, Israel is not going to do anything with the West Bank, after Israeli lawmakers advanced controversial legislation to annex parts of the occupied territory. The move triggered outrage in Washington, especially since the annexation vote coincides with Vice President J.D. Vance's visit to Israel. The Trump administration, already under pressure over its Middle East stance, now faces a new test in managing relations with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government. Meanwhile, history was made in Sistine Chapel. King Charles became the first British monarch in nearly 500 years to pray publicly with a pope, a powerful symbol of reconciliation between the Anglican and Catholic churches. Standing beneath Michelangelo's frescoes, King Charles and Queen Camilla joined Pope Leo, the first American pontiff, in prayer. The moment marks a striking step toward healing a century-old religious divide that began when Henry VIII split from Rome in 1534. Meanwhile, in London, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is rallying allies to step up military support for Ukraine. Hosting President Volodymyr Zelensky and representatives from over 20 nations, dubbed the Coalition of the Willing, Starmer is expected to push for more long-range missiles to help Kyiv strike deep into Russian-held territories. The meeting underscores the UK's growing role in shaping the post-ceasefire security framework for Ukraine, even as the war shows no sign of slowing. And now for our World in Focus deep dive, where we unravel one of the most complex power games unfolding right now. The question many are asking tonight: what exactly is President Trump's endgame in Venezuela? For 2 months, the United States has been quietly but steadily building up one of its largest military presence in the Caribbean in decades. Warships, fighter jets, bombers, marines, drones, and now reports that the CIA has been deployed on the ground. Officially, Washington says this is part of a campaign against narcotics trafficking, but many analysts say the real target isn't drugs. It's Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. Long-range B-52 bombers have conducted attack demonstrations off the Venezuelan coast. Guided missile destroyers and special operations ships are now stationed across the region. At the same time, the US has increased its bounty for information leading to Maduro's arrest to $50 million, a sum meant to test the loyalty of his closest allies. But despite deep economic pain and years of sanctions, there have been no major defections. Analysts point out that Venezuela's elite has little incentive to betray Maduro. Corruption remains lucrative and the risks are high. President Trump insists this operation is about combating narco-terrorism. He even claimed a recent US strike targeted a vessel loaded with fentanyl. But fentanyl, experts note, is primarily produced in Mexico, not South America. And data from the US Drug Enforcement Administration shows Venezuela barely figures in major cocaine routes. The consensus among foreign policy experts is that this is a calculated show of power meant to project American dominance, destabilize Maduro's regime, and perhaps prepare for something bigger. Whether this is a prelude to deeper intervention or simply a geopolitical bluff remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Trump's Venezuela gambit has reignited Cold War-style tensions in the Americas. For the Venezuelan people already struggling through economic collapse, the stakes could not be higher. So that's all in World in Focus for today. Follow the Finance 360 for more.